Grandmother's Appreciation happening on Saturday. Grandparents Involved from the Start, known as GIFTS, is a nonprofit organization, and this year the organization is hosting a Grandmother Appreciation event. It's from 1 to 3 p.m. at the PA Farm Show Complex, happening Saturday, May 6th. The nonprofit is going to be honoring grandparents who go above and beyond as caregivers for their school-aged grandchildren. The founder and CEO, Miss Dolores Cobb-Jones, founded and established GIFTS in August of 2011 when she recognized the need to help grandparents navigate through the daily routines of raising a child in the 21st century. She is joining me right now, and thank you so much for your time. Is this something that is a personal topic for you?
Well, it is somewhat because my mother and father raised my niece. My sister wasn't really ready to be a parent, and my niece was raised by my parents and including my brother and sister. So it was a family affair. And she's doing very well right now. She has two children of her own, and she's also a great grandmother. So, so everything worked out for her and us.
Yeah, it really does take a village, like they say. What are some of the challenges that you've encountered from speaking with other grandparents? What are some of the challenges that they face today?
Well, some of the challenges that they face is the fact that they don't have the money to sustain and raise the children. Some of them are still working. Some of them have used their retirement. Some of them are just living day to day. So, where we step in is we try to provide gift cards for food in particular, because that's major. You're feeding extra mouths, food, gas, school clothes, and school supplies.
Wow. So, in what circumstances are parents finding themselves in the grandparent role and finding themselves raising their grandchildren? You can give me a few examples if you have some.
Well, some of them are death of the parent. Some is incarceration, mental health, drug abuse, and some are just, they don't want to see their grandchildren get into the system, so they step in. Some do it on a full-time basis. Some just sort of support and help out.
So, it really impacts families really across our region, it sounds like, for a number of reasons. And it sounds like that's why this Saturday is so important. Tell me about this Grandmother's Appreciation event happening on Saturday.
Well, it actually started as we're having a major fundraiser, and we had a fashion show, and it featured all of the men, and we saluted the grandfathers. So at the end of one of the shows, a grandmother was sitting in the audience, and she said, "What are you going to do for the grandmothers?" So I thought about it and I said, okay, well, let's just show our appreciation for them, because the majority of grandparents that are raising the grandchildren are women. So we came up with this idea to honor our grandmothers in the community, those that are behind the scenes. They don't get recognized, they don't want a lot of attention, but they are there doing the work. So during COVID, we did it over Zoom. And this year will be our first time doing it face to face. So we're really excited. We selected the grandparents from different backgrounds, diverse backgrounds, and they are excited as well. A little nervous, some of them.
Mhm.
I've spoken to some of them, and they're like, "Well, I never got an award before." I said, "Well, we're just showing our appreciation for what you do."
I
So,
love that. Yeah, I know it's hard to be recognized sometimes when you're just doing it out of love and you don't
right.
expect it. And so I think for those women who are going above and beyond, just loving their children and their grandchildren, it is a lot of work, but it is a labor of love. So I think it's so awesome you guys are honoring them on Saturday. What kind of resources does your nonprofit need, or do these families need, in order to help them continue to provide for these kids?
Well, I write a lot of grants, and I get a lot of money by way of grants and donations. So, whenever we get grant money or donations, we put it in our gifts relief fund. And what we do with that money is, if a grandparent contacts us and if they are eligible, then we provide gift cards to them. We try to stay away from giving people cash in hand. We try to provide gift cards so that they can go and select what they want as far as food and
Mhm.
clothing or whatever gas station that they go to. So we try to provide the gift cards to support them.
That's wonderful. Now, if somebody wants to come on Saturday, what's the best way that they can attend? Who is this for? Who can show up to the Grandmother's Appreciation event?
Well, we are actually sold out.
Oh man, well that's good news though.
We set a certain number, and we actually exceeded the number by about 15 or 20. So we had to cut it off.
Hmm.
And but if anyone wants to donate, they could just go to our website and there's a donation button and they can donate.
That's perfect. And I'll link all of that information too, because there is a wealth of information. I love that you have that website and the Facebook page too, if people want to check it out. Thank you so much, Miss Dolores Cobb Jones, for joining us. And thank you for this nonprofit that you saw a need, you took action, and it sounds like it has continued to grow over the years.
You're welcome, and thank you for having me.
My pleasure.